Hi YouTube fans, it is I, your local boy, your local Scottish Trekkie coming live at you for something different tonight. I'm sorry that I said to you that I'll be getting the Diamond Select Starships up. It's just that I've been major constantly busy, man. On this festival, this festival period here in Edinburgh is just so tiring. My work's just been constantly with customers coming in, um, and the staff are just getting stressed. It's Edinburgh's just panic mode. I mean, I know it's meant to be happy festive period, but what we do here in Edinburgh is we have like the castle. It has a tattoo. Tourists has come from Japan, China, uh, Sweden, France, United States, uh, um, and all that stuff to see the military mass pipes and drums. So in my work, just because everybody wants to come for a Starbucks, so uh, it's just been constantly people coming in, Starbucks going out, and then it's just all over again. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm constantly going on. So I'm here to do a Starship review. It's something different, but I will get the Diamond Select ships up for the Enterprise E, and the Klingon Bird of Prey. I will get that done. Possibly just when everything starts to settle down again. So let's get into this one, shall we? The one I'm going to do tonight was one of the ships I ordered from the Eagle Moss store, and it arrived. So yes, I'm going to do this one. It's the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B. So that's the box for it. Here's the magazine for it. We'll get through that, and then we'll get into the Starship itself, which is, I love this one. I love this one so much. This is the one I was really hoping to get my hands on sooner, but I don't know. I had to. I just had to wait because I had that too much stuff coming from Eagle Moss. So I've still got the USS Excelsior to get as well, and the Akira, and there's another one I was wanting to get as well, but I can't. There's another one. The Excelsior. Oh yeah, the Runabout. That's what I was going to get. The Runabout. The Runabout from Deep Space Nine. So let's get into the magazine for the Excelsior refit. Excelsior class USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B special issue. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's delve into this. So what I'll do is I'll do like what I do with all the reviews. We get into the contents, making Star Trek Generations, crashing the saucer, and stellar cartography. Cartography, and then we have the specification of the USS Enterprise, NCC-1701-B, and little images of the ship from the movie. So let's get into this, shall we? Let's delve right into it. So it first appears in Star Trek Generations. Its class is Excelsior. It was designed by Bill George and John Eves, and Herman Zimmerman, and its captain was John Harriman. So we have a tale of two captains. So we have Jean-Luc Picard and William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk, and then we have Zefram Cochrane guiding the Nexus energy ribbon to the planet Viridian Free. So after 7 years on television, Star Trek: The Next Generation made a transition to the big screen with a little help from Captain Kirk. The first TNG movie, Star Trek Generations, revolved around Soren's attempt to return to the Nexus, a bizarre area outside normal space and time. So the Nexus ribbon is the device that Soren was working on in the station, to get the Nexus back to for him to go back into the Nexus. Star Trek Generations is a really good film. If you've seen it, watch it again. Especially when you get the TNG, Captain Picard, alongside Captain James T. Kirk. So by 1992, Star Trek: The Next Generation was a massive rating success, but it was clear that its days on TV were numbered. The cast were approaching the end of their initial 6-year contracts, and Patrick Stewart had made it clear that he had no intention on staying on TV indefinitely. At the same time, there was feelings that the cast in the original series, who had now made 6 movies, were aging, and particularly DeForest Kelly's health was fading. Rest in peace, DeForest Kelly. The solution seemed obvious that the TNG cast should head to the big screen, which they did with Star Trek Generations, Star Trek First Contact, Star Trek Insurrection, and Star Trek Nemesis. Producer Rick Berman wanted the movie to involve the cast of the original series. At first, the plan was to feature most of them, but in the end, only Kirk played a major role, with Scotty and Chekhov making cameos. So you see Scotty and Chekhov and Kirk in a deleted scene, parachuting to I think it was Iowa. I think it was Iowa Earth. And Scotty and Chekhov were the first to land. Took Captain Kirk a while, but he eventually comes down and he lands and he talks about the launch of the ceremony launch of the Enterprise B, that he was not going to attend it, and that Chekhov and Scotty said that you have to go because it's the launch of another Enterprise. But eventually Kirk did go, where sadly he lost his life the first time. While the studio had envisioned a Next Generation movie, Berman was keen to include cast members from the original series. So, yes. And then we have the Enterprise B, the Excelsior refit class in Space Dock, or Dry Dock, one of the two. I think it's Dry Dock. So the movie opens with Kirk attending the launch of the Enterprise B. A display in the Enterprise D established it was an Excelsior class ship, but John Eaves gave it a subtle redesign, adding on the boat-like features at the bottom of the saucer section, and also adding in the extra bits on the buzzard. But I'll get into that when we get into the model. So the film had an emotional arc for Picard, who was confronting the death of for his family, and Data Wright, who had installed the emotion chip and struggled with the consequences. Captain Kirk speaks to Captain Picard about how don't ask them about retirement and all that stuff, and don't come off the bridge of the Enterprise, because while you're there, it makes a difference. which I really, really loved that when I saw that film. I was like, oh yes. I was like, yeah. I might have to do if you guys want it, I might have to do like a Star Trek uh, movie for generations or something like that. Because I didn't want to ramble on. So we have Michael Doran. We have we have what's his name now? The guy that played Soren. So we have Soren in the Klingon chair with the Duras sisters, Lursa and Bator. There they are. There's the Duras sisters. That's them there. The Duras sisters. We have that's Lursa, and that's Bator. And we also have another awesome Klingon bird of prey and Enterprise D fight down here. The bird of prey firing, the Enterprise firing its phaser beam onto the Klingon bird of prey. And we have returning Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan. Probably say here. If you guys can, I know the guy's name, but I'll just, sorry about this. I should have had this all checked up. Sorry, I apologise. So, Soren, Star Trek Generations. It was played by so Soren was an El Orion. Malcolm McDowell, that's his name, Malcolm McDowell. I apologise about that, guys. I should have known that. So yeah, so we have Malcolm McDowell as Soren here. Soren. Man, how did I forget? How did I really apologise. I'm sorry about using the phone for the technology, guys. I'm sorry. So when the movie opens, we actually see the Enterprise B, and then it comes to Picard, and then we get to see this famous scene here with the boat Enterprise, and then you see Worf going for the hat, which he does grab. He catches it, and then one of the sad moments down here, the second death of Captain Kirk. This time to stay in the net. And then we have crashing the saucer. Now this is a part I loved. When I actually saw what they actually done, they actually built the saucer, and then they actually had it like on like a resin part, and it sprayed across the grass, and that's what they've done there for this part here, crashing the saucer. So the surface of Iridium 3 was also a partial model. The miniature was 80 foot long and made of combination of plywood, foam, earth, and vegetation. The sequence would show the saucer in unprecedented detail, so ILM built a new, more detailed version of it that was 12 foot long. Yeah. Now, I can't remember where. I think it was in the deleted The DVD, the Star Trek Generations, where they actually show you them building the saucer and then plowing it into the. It was like a mirror, and then you saw the mirror, the ship, the saucer coming towards, and then smashing through the glass, and I loved it. So that's it there. It's there. Look, everything's all there. So that's it all there. Sorry, I'm rambling on. I really apologise, guys. So in order to show the model heading straight for the camera, ILM put a mirror at the end of this landscape model and formed the reflection that they could let the model of the saucer fly off the end without damaging the camera. And then, so then we have designing stellar cartography. So the Enterprise D had stellar cartography. So that was it there, designing, and then that was it there. And then you have some more image work of the stellar cartography. So that's the magazine, boys and girls, and that's the Star Trek. And then you have the XL Enterprise B pointing upwards. So yeah, let's get into the ship itself. That's why we're here, and I apologise about the length of rambling on about the Star Trek Generations movie. But this one, I love this. This is so beautiful. Here it is. The Enterprise B. So what I'll do is just do that in all her glory. The Enterprise B. Excelsior refit. So we actually have down below, it says Enterprise at the bottom. And we have all like detail on the top. So you have the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B. And then you also have its two domes at the top, and then you have this bridge dome at the front, or at the top centre. And then on the underside you have its registry, its decal emblem along there, and you have its four impulse engines. I believe I think these ones here are impulse engines as well. So you have the two saucer impulse, and then you have the two impulse bits at the back like the Excelsior had. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the other thing I quite like about this one is the mounted. It's actually got the registry pennant NCC-1701-B at the back, and it's also got it as well on the inside, whereas the wee smaller one never had the NCC on the two parts of the engine and the cell caps. But it's just really, really beautiful. I mean, I'm over the moon with this for the XL. It's just so nice, and you have it's all detailed down below, and you have the bits under like the Excelsior Starships have, and then you have its shuttle bay at the back, and then you have the big long nacelles. It's just so nice. I love it. I'm over the moon with this. I mean, I've got it now in my collection. And I'm like, wow, it's so all I can do is appraise Eaglemoss. I mean, well done, Eaglemoss. And then you have stand, which is really, actually this part is fine. So you've got USS Enterprise, NCC-1701-B, and it's 3255A-A. And to get the Enterprise on its stand, what you do is you just want to get the, so there's little injection parts that you want to get this part of this secondary hull through this part here, and it sits nicely in its stand. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my review of the Eagle Moss Special USS Enterprise NCC 1701B XL. And if you like what I've done tonight, and you like what I've talked about, please hit the like button, please, and hit the notification bell up here, and you'll see more from myself, your boy, the local Scottish Trekkie. And I'm going to put in a review up when I get the Excelsior. Although I've heard some really bad things about the Excelsior, I hope. But I like the Excelsior. I've got the Excelsiors up in my display up there as well, which I've probably seen me do a Diamond Select review of the Excelsior. I just don't. I don't know why I like the Excelsior, but it's one of my favourite starships of compared to the Constitution class as well, and the Ambassador as well. So yeah, I'm sorry I'm rambling on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel as well, which will be awesome. And yeah, so as Mr. Spock would say, and I like to say as well, live long and prosper. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for taking very time for watching my review tonight, and I will see you guys later on. Bye for now. Bye bye.